Hello and welcome to a new edition of Africa Today, and we start our reports from Cairo, as Cairo and Paris discussed latest developments in Gaza, Syria and the Horn of Africa. This came during a phone call in which both sides also emphasized the importance of avoiding escalation and slipping the region into a full-scale war. Details follow.
Cairo stressed to Paris the importance of European recognition of Palestine. Both sides stressed the urgency of reaching a ceasefire agreement in Gaza, facilitating the exchange of Israeli captives and Palestinian captives, and ensuring the uninterrupted flow of humanitarian aid to the Strip. They also emphasized the importance of avoiding escalation and slipping the region into a full-scale war. For his part, Macron praised Cairo's diligent efforts since the onset of the Israeli war on Gaza. He expressed full support for Cairo's initiatives to resolve the conflict and ensure regional security and stability. Both sides discussed developments in Syria, underlining the need to preserve Syria's sovereignty, unity and territorial integrity. They stressed the importance of initiating a comprehensive political process that includes all components of the Syrian population. In addition, Sisi highlighted the close link between the security and stability of the Horn of Africa and Egypt's national security. He said Cairo is working to support Somalia in achieving security and stability through bilateral cooperation, or at Somalia's request, participation in the African Union peacekeeping mission. Both sides agreed to enhance cooperation in various fields, particularly the economic and investment sectors.
And Egyptian investments in Africa has surpassed $14 billion. Cairo reported the amount during Egypt-Gabon Business Forum in Libreville. Details follow.
Badr Abdelati participated in the Egypt-Gabon Business Forum held in Libreville, the capital of Gabon. The event brought together Gabonese President Ali Bongo Ondimba, 7 key Gabonese government ministers, including those responsible for foreign affairs, public works, energy and water resources, health, economy, digital economy and transport, alongside a prominent group of Egyptian and Gabonese business leaders and investors. In his address, Abdelati underscored the forum's importance as a platform to deepen economic ties between Egypt and Gabon. He highlighted commitment to strengthening bilateral relations by expanding trade volumes and fostering joint investment. Abdelati reiterated Cairo's readiness to actively participate in Gabon's market by supporting its comprehensive development initiatives and sharing expertise in key sectors such as infrastructure, energy, construction, pharmaceuticals and agriculture. These efforts, he noted, are designed to advance Gabon's sustainable development goals. The forum facilitated extensive discussions between Gabonese ministers, investors and Egyptian business representatives. The dialogues focused on strengthening economic and investment partnerships, with Egyptian delegates presenting proposals for developmental projects in areas such as road construction, port development and renewable energy.
And over 70 people were killed in a road accident in Ethiopia. Police said the driver lost control of the freight truck which was carrying 76 people, including those heading to the wedding and day laborers. More in the following report.
The death toll from a road accident in southern Ethiopia has risen to at least 71 after a vehicle carrying a wedding party veered into a river. The truck careered into the water at around 5:30 p.m. local time on Sunday, some 300 kilometers south of the capital Addis Ababa in Sidama state. The Sidama Police Commission Traffic Prevention and Control Director put the death toll so far as 68 men and 3 women. Officials said the accident was especially horrific as the river had a lot of big stones, so most passengers, including the driver, were killed due to the impact. They said that the driver had lost control of the freight truck, which was carrying 76 people, including 3 heading to the wedding and day laborers, when trying to turn a tight bend ahead of a bridge. They also said that the staff from a nearby hospital were quickly on the scene on Sunday, helping retrieve the bodies of the deceased and also conducting search and rescue operations for survivors. Of the 5 individuals who survived, 2 sustained serious injuries and were currently receiving care at Hawassa Referral Hospital.
And now we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub, Minister Plenipotentiary Commercial. Good afternoon, Ambassador Mahmoud.
Good afternoon to you and to the viewers.
Yes, so sir, how do you read Africa's achievements in 2024 despite the wars, especially ongoing wars in Gaza and Ukraine?
It is phenomenal development, in fact. Why? Because despite what you said about what is happening in Ukraine and Gaza, South Africa is paving the way for a proper development as far as economy is concerned, and also as far as transportation and the communication are concerned between countries of Africa. It is phenomenal because there were many hurdles, but African countries cooperated together to face it and proceed to proper development of their economies for the benefit of their peoples.
So, sir, how are such developments impacting economic outlook for Africa in 2025?
These developments are very important. They are the way and they are the groundwork which was necessary for proper development in Africa. When we see that transportation, for example, just for example, for transportation between African countries, it paved the way for better trade, inter-African trade. This is just one item. When you see development in communication between African countries from Egypt to South Africa and the many countries in between, it means that the African countries are doomed to proper development of their economies, and at the same time making a lot of economies as far as inter-African trade is concerned, because that is between Africa and Africa, or between African country and African country, without the intermediaries from European or other forces. So a lot of economies are concerned, and the Egyptian economy, as an example, is making a big boost in this respect in its relations with African countries to the west and to the south.
So, sir, Africa had been predicted to be the world's fastest growing economies, and still global powers are rushing to inject investments. How do you see this drive?
This is a very important injection of investment. Is very important for African economy, because African economies by itself is not able to generate enough enough investments in their country. So there was a need for foreign investments to come to Africa, and many countries have paved the way and issued and promulgated laws which makes investment possible and feasible and preferred, and to make it the environment investment friendly, and this will directly benefit the economies of the countries and the people of these African countries. More cooperation and better coordination between the economies, so there are no competition between the economies, but rather harmony and common front to face the developments in the world scene.
Immigration is still a problem facing Africa. How do you see the reasons for the continuation of this phenomenon?
In fact, it's a big problem. It is a big problem, not from today, but for many years now. And when there are economic hurdles and economic difficulties in a certain country, what happens directly happens immigration from these countries to the neighboring countries. And we have seen a lot in this respect in Egypt. We have suffered a lot from immigration to Egypt. Many immigrants from the south are coming to Egypt, whether to stay in Egypt or to immigrate to Europe. And this is a big problem that African countries has to cooperate together to stop immigration between their borders. And this is very important for the economies and also for the security of each of these countries. And we have seen a lot in this respect happen, and Egypt has done a lot in this respect, because we cannot face the exodus of millions of Africans from their countries to Egypt, and Egypt has stopped. They had in fact paved the way for better coordination with the other countries to make it possible to harmonize their economies and harmonize their laws, and also the safeguarding their borders from this unlawful immigration.
And sir, also, what economic leaps should the African people expect from Africa's continental free trade agreement after it went into implementation?
This is one of the most important developments which the African people has done together. After the ratification, the complete ratification of the necessary number of countries, free trade area between African countries is very important for the.
Yes, I'd like to thank you. I'm sorry. I would like to thank you, Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub. And now we move to the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouri, as he is